What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Technically Speaking Live. It is Wednesday, October 4th. I think we know that this is probably one of the greatest days in history. Not just October 4th, 2023, but just October 4th in general. We know, if you've been a longtime listener of the show, you'll know that it is Rutherford B. Hayes' birthday today. But it is also someone else's birthday today. And that someone else's, Stats, whose birthday is it today?
National Golf Lovers' birthday?
That's a national day, you idiot.
Yeah, that's okay.
You're dumb. It's my birthday. My birthday is today.
I didn't want to steal your thunder.
Yes, because that's what it's all about, is not stealing my thunder. No, I am many, many moons old. I'm
45 of them.
I am not actually 45. That is a untrue story. That is a unfactual statement. That is, what's the dumb saying they had is like not truths. It was a whole like
alternative facts.
That's it. Alternative facts. 45 is an alternative fact. Nope. It has been a wonderful birthday. I had great celebrations, tons of happy birthdays from friends, had some good food, had a little bit of dessert, and had all of the things. But the piece de resistance, Pixel Day, made by Google, can't just say Pixel, made by Google today at Pier 57 in New York City. Big time slamma-jamma. I got to tell you, I'll be honest, I haven't read the tweets about what people think of the show. I know I have got some friends, Stats is not one of them, that believes that the show was in fact boring. They said that the Google event, 1 hour long, was in fact boring. But here I'm going to tell you, I watched the whole thing. Watched the whole thing on my Pixel Fold, as a matter of fact, because I was too lazy to get out of bed on my birthday. On
the front screen or the inside screen?
I actually used the inside screen. I actually used the Fold for the Fold's purpose.
So you unfolded all the way?
I did.
Were you holding it like a book or like a laptop?
I was holding it like a book.
Okay. All right.
So I actually used the entirety. I unfolded it. I used it for its entire piece today.
That's good. We're proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I have to tell you, I thought the event was great. It was everything that I'd hoped that the event would be. They kept it nice. They kept it light. There was some funny moments. There was a couple digs at the iPhone, which I thought was very interesting. Like they went after the iPhone specifically in the video section. That's the thing. They took a shot right at Apple. Arguably the video king as it relates to how things are done on a mobile. They went straight at the iPhone in the video section. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I thought the entire event was actually very well put together. It was smooth. There were no weird hiccups. I didn't see any like ums, ers, or everybody was very well spoken. It was very smooth. Everything they wanted to describe, they did it extremely well. But let's talk about all the things that they did, in fact, bring up. And boy, oh boy, was AI the topic. It was AI, all the things. Everything was about AI. If I were drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast during this Google event, I would have gone to the hospital by 11:15 to have my stomach pumped for as many times as I said the word AI, because they are jamming AI into all of the pieces of the Pixel series, from Pixel Buds to the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro to previous Pixels to even AI on some other videos that you've taken on other devices. They're going to jam some AI into that too. Stats, I know you didn't watch it because you actually had to work today.
I did.
So you read some of the notes.
I read all the notes.
You read all the notes. I am very interested in knowing, is there something that stuck out to you? We got to talk about actual hardware, investment in the AI, how many years worth of operating system updates you get, Android 14 today, Pixel Buds 2 getting a huge upgrade. And then we actually used Bard to summarize the Google event because I just went to Bard and was like, hey, you did a lot of stuff. Can you summarize it for me?
So, yeah, I think, whoa, my mic's falling over. I think after we broke the story last week, I think the thing that I was most pleased to see was the 7 full years, not only of security updates, but 7 full years of OS updates, 7 full years of feature drops. That is truly unheard of in today's mobile,
it's a first,
handheld architecture market, software market. It's just, it's incredible to think that a phone that you or I could pre-order today would still be, from a software standpoint, brand new at the end of 2030, where, dear God, you and I are both going to be ancient.
Well, so let's talk about that, because I think I may have a graduating child by the time that actually, I'm pretty 2. I don't think so.
Well,
7? Hang on, don't do the math. Don't do the math online. Yeah.
I mean,
you're I think you're right. Oh God, I will have 2 children graduating high school before the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro will run out of operating updates. That's crazy to think about.
Now,
that also makes me, that gives me really old age vibes.
Well,
first of all, thank you for everybody for the happy birthday wishes in the chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Pixel 8 Pro for your birthday. Like the way you think, and probably.
So another tech YouTuber who we were watching just before this, but who shall remain nameless, mentioned that he is not convinced that anyone who doesn't just put a new Pixel 8 in a drawer and never touch it will actually have a single device survive through all 7 OS updates.
Yep.
But my rebuttal to that, if we would have been on the show, was, well, that's what phone insurance is for. So keep giving me a new or even a refurb device.
Well, it's funny you mentioned refurb.
I don't have to pay full price for.
Funny you mentioned refurb. Pixelpedia just came in and said, imagine buying a refurbed Pixel 8 Pro 1 year from now. 1 year from now, and you have 6 years worth of updates. I don't think people understand how big of a deal this is. And also, it's really telling to me that it's incredibly telling that they're willing to risk their reputation of the Gen 3 Tensor chip to say, I'm going to give you 7 years. Because if the chip was... to say that you're going to give 7 years is, that has reputational damage written all over it if you get it wrong. And so they're really sticking their necks out there saying, look, 7 years with the OS updates on this, not security updates. They're talking about security update, not just security updates, OS updates, and Pixel feature drop updates, all shoved through for 7 years, being pushed by the Gen 3 chip. That tells me, just like Pixel 8 had said, it is a confidence, it's showing confidence in the hardware.
Yeah.
And they were one of the first, actually, they are the first to put some of the generative AI models in the device, which means they'll be able to put more models in the device as they can update it. That's a first. Other places don't have that. That's a really big deal.
Yeah. What struck me most, in addition to everything you just said, because I 100% agree with it, is I think Google is doing what they do best. They are innovating in their corner of this market, and they are willing to take a risk not only on their software, which they have done continuously over the years. Now they're willing to take a risk on their hardware. For the exact same reason that you're saying, they are betting that a certain percentage of people, of buyers, will be cautious enough with their phones that the physical device will last 7 years. Which again, in today's day and age of planned obsolescence or things just being made just good enough is completely unheard of.
So a couple good comments out there actually right now. First of all, again, thank you for all the birthday wishes. Shows confidence in the hardware itself. Chanel brings up a good point. Willing to risk losing out on the money from people getting new phones. And here's the reason why I think Google cares about that. They want all that good data from all the generative AI that you're putting into the device because they can make money off of your data. They're willing to push all this stuff at you because that data is a gold mine for them because they're getting all this information. Of course, they can strip it out in terms of, masking PII, tokenization, and all this other jazz. But that raw data that they get can push into their large language models, right? And then make those models better for you then to consume in the devices either in the future, the ones you have or whatever, keeping you in the ecosystem to give them more, more data, more whatever for their large language models. It's a great model. It's great for consumers because you're getting all these great features on a device. That's the best part. So is Samsung willing to take the same risk to extend beyond their 4 years? Jason C. Don't know. That was shots fired straight at Samsung. Google, there's a couple things that Google has been getting crushed in the tech industry. And we're not going to talk about average consumers, but in the tech space, they were talking about how the updates, they're slow on that compared to Apple and Samsung. They were lacking behind. Another one is the brightness. So the thermals, the radio from the Tensor. Another one was the brightness of the screens. They just don't get very bright in the direct sun. I'm not going to talk a lot about the actual hardware because you can go out and spec read all you want. I don't have the device. I can't tell you what it's like. But flat displays, great. No more curved displays, which would be good for you because then you won't crack your screen, hopefully, and nearly as easy. So flat displays, awesome. Matte finish on the back, no more gloss, awesome. Super bright screens that Acuita, what was it? Let me look it up again. I can't remember. Acuita, something like that. The name of the Super Acuita or whatever the name of their screens. It's all marketing gimmicks. It's just really bright screen. 2,000 nits, 2,400 nits. I think that's brighter than the iPhone.
Yeah, 2,400 on the Pro.
I think the iPhone 15 doesn't even have that. I don't know. And I think the iPhone gets bright, like extremely bright. So we're talking about good, bright, vibrant screens, upgraded camera sensors for better low light performance and just better performance in general for it to capture more data, to push through a generative AI model, which we're going to talk about in a second. 2,400 nits is a lot. I know you have the numbers.
The 15 Pro is, according to Apple's marketing, 2,500. So they are equivalent. There you go. To the naked human eye, you're not going to be able to tell a difference.
Not at 100 nits. No way. Google Pixel 8 ignores the ums and summarizes. Gboards does multilingual voice typing. There's a temperature sensor, which they're working with the FDA right now from a more health benefit. But basically, you could, shine the temperature on like a cup of coffee or whatever and see the temperature. I'm sure there's more to it than that.
Imagine. Sorry, I'm running through scenarios in my head of where you could use the temperature sensor, and all I can imagine is somebody holding their $1,000 Pixel 8 Pro over a pot of boiling fry oil to see if it's up to temperature for frying chicken and dropping their phone in it.
Not going to do that. That's awful. So they did get some good hardware boosts. No question about it. But the big one, and they spent a ton of time on it, was the investment in AI. They talked about the investment in generative AI. They talked about the investment in actually using the computational photography and now videography, and then actually using the power that they have in their data centers to enhance photos and videos based on what you've taken on your Pixel. And the first one is something called Video Boost. I don't know if you had a chance to check out any videos related to Video Boost.
Not yet.
I'm going to do my best to summarize it, but I'm probably going to bastardize it whoa bad.
It's okay.
But effectively, if you think about it, this is where they actually pulled up a video where it was the iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max on one screen and then the Pixel 8 Pro on the other side of the screen. And they showed that when you run this Video Boost feature, effectively what happens is you take the video, it looks great on the device, 4K, 60, whatever it is. So it's capturing that information. It looks great on the device. But as we've always talked about, the iPhone has been really kind of the video king. So what they've done is when they capture that, as long as you turn that video boost feature on from that video, it goes basically, again, kind of strips out the PII information. It goes and then goes straight into the Google Cloud to run against a generative AI model that basically kind of pushes it through that model to enhance everything in it. Bluer skies, more vibrant colors, greater clarity. And then when the video is done, it comes back down to your device and it says, hey, your video boost is done. And look at how good this thing looks. You're effectively capturing the video, pushing it through the Google Cloud generative AI large language model that can do images, language, and video. And then they're shoving it back down to your device to say, look how amazing this is. You are getting generative AI on not just photos and not just text, but actually your videos. So you capture that family. Like this is where it's going to get me. Christmas morning, you set up your phone and you capture your children opening up shiny pieces of presents, shiny fabric, shiny whatevers, right? They're opening up and just wads of paper are being strewn about. You turn on Video Boost and you're going to capture that moment in such great clarity that for quite literally another generation from now, it will look and feel like they were there in that level of sharpness. That is a moment. You're in the moment and you're utilizing a device that you put in your hand and the computational power of a Google data center. That's what Google's doing in a device today.
And then when you're done with the video, you can holler at your Google Assistant and tell it to use Bard to put some nice background music.
Yes.
And a backdrop of like falling snow behind the video. And it's going to be amazing.
Right. Because again, that's just the video boost. Before you do any of that, you can use something called Magic Video or Magic Editor or whatever it is for video.
It's all of the above.
All of those things. And you can edit the video like you do. Remember with Magic Eraser? You're like, oh, that stupid person back there. I really want to capture just the beach and the sky. But there's some stupid idiot that's in the background doing something dumb. You circle on the dumb person and it takes it out. Same thing. They've now baked some of the generative AI into the device. And then you get that in the device, but then they're going to still push that through the data center in the generative AI, through the computational power that they have there, and then render that device back to you. Now, you can do that with video, not just photos. Do the exact same thing. You can remove things. You can remove visuals from the video. You can remove visuals from the video. Think about that. You're going to remove things that you captured in the video. You're going to remove that like you would do in post-production, whether you're using, Photoshop or whatever. You're going to remove that on your device and it's going to render back that video for you. Oh, and by the way, they also have this thing called Magic Audio. So let's say that you're out there on the beach. Maybe you're out in the West Coast, the Pacific Ocean, perhaps. And you've captured all these things and you're going to edit some of the people out. But also one of the things you're going to do is edit out the wind noise. In Magic Audio, which is also a feature coming to the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro, you'll be able to hone in on the wind and decrease its volume. The AI is going to go, that's wind. I'm going to decrease that. Would you like to remove it? If you watched the actual keynote, they had a baby and a barking dog. And a baby was going like, bah, 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 like some memory you would want to have. But there was a barking dog in the background. The AI recognized the dog. The person hit the button and then moved the sound all the way down, completely gone. Now, again, it is Keynote. And I get it. They probably edited some of that out with the magic of post-production. But if they could do even just 50% of that.
Right.
That's 50% less dog barking that you may never notice.
Yeah, I saw a tweet. I think it was either from Trenton or from Tech King Mike earlier this week, where he said that there's so much construction going on in his neighborhood that he's literally forced to just turn on the camera and record, and whatever noises his microphone picks up in the background are just going to be in the video.
It is what it is.
If he chooses to, whichever one of it was, if they choose to get this device and utilize this AI generated video perfecter, imagine what that's going to do for creators like us who don't have a team of editors, who don't have thousands of dollars in software licenses, who don't have just absolutely incredible microphones that can filter out every noise other than the ones coming out of our stupid mouths. It's just going to allow people to create their best content, their best memories, and, you know, enjoy using their devices even that much more.
And by the way, on the Pixel 8 Pro, on the camera app, you will actually get pro settings. So they're leaning into the whole pro. So when they say pro, they mean that. So you're going to be able to do, again, ISOs and shutter speeds and yada, yada, yada. If you want to learn, great. If you already know, awesome. You will have the ability to do that on a Pixel 8 Pro. Think about that. And Pixel P is right. You can remove old X's from family videos.
That's what I
yes,
was
you can.
about.
But one of the big ones for me, and I know Malcontent probably mentioned it, Assistant with Bard.
Yep.
Big time. I am over the moon excited about this. Ridiculously excited. We all love the Google Assistant. Mostly. Not all. That's an absolute. We can't do that. We mostly love the Google Assistant. Sometimes she's kind of dumb. She's not nearly like Siri, and she's definitely better than Alexa, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
But now we're to the point where we're about to have the ability for the Assistant to work with Bard to do a lot of different things that, quite frankly, I don't know anybody else that can do this right now. Maybe Copilot with Microsoft, but to be fair, I haven't tried Copilot yet. But Google is saying they're combining Bard's generative and reasoning capabilities with the Assistant's personalized help. This means using things like Bard extensions, which are available today. You can actually put the Bard extensions on if you log into bard.google.com and you do a couple things from a settings perspective. Bard can then access your Gmail, Google Drive, and Docs to answer questions specifically about your stuff. I've tried it. Trust me, totally works. Talked about it last week. I asked it a question about my recent trip. It actually told me temperature, whether it was a safe area or not where I was staying. Didn't ask it for that at all. Didn't ask for that at all.
So yeah, it's contextual computing. It's the ability, again, to enhance the end user's experience, functionality, and enjoyment of their device. And I would argue that, again, it's going to take some learning. There's going to be tips and tricks. There's going to be little pitfalls. But what you asked prior to your trip, whether you realized you were asking it or not, it pulled together 3 or 4 different data sources and gave it to you in a chunk. Yep. So you didn't have to spend, say it was even 5 minutes on your phone or your tablet or your laptop looking up things from those 5 different data sources. And I mean, that was the original intent of technology. That was the original intent of miniaturization and handheld, was to make life simpler to an extent, to allow us greater freedom to do the things we want to do without being tied down unnecessarily. And I think the evolution of the Assistant, which in our opinions is still far and away above any other digital assistant out there, lowercase assistant, and now adding generative AI, you get an intuitive, intelligent, personalized digital assistant that can access your stuff
and provide you answers effectively in real time and then generate things for you. And one of the things they actually showed a really good example was like, hey, catch me up on all my important emails that I've missed in the past week. Let's say your inbox is just a mess. That's not me. I keep my inbox very tidy. Catch me up on the important emails that I've missed. Boom, it'll do that. Hey, add this event to my calendar. The Google Assistant's been able to do that for a long time. I envision in the future what you're going to be able to see is, hey, add this to the event. Add this to an event on my calendar for a long time. And in the notes section, I need you to add some sort of thing for me to do. Hey, add this family event, and I need a recipe for a cheesecake. Can you add that into the calendar event? Something like that. It's going to know to do that and jam it all together. In the actual demo today, it said you could take a photo of a puppy that you'd like to post to social media, float the assistant with Bard overlay on top of your photo, and ask it to write a social post for you. It will use the image as a visual cue, understand the context, and then push a generative AI blurb about the dog. So you don't even have to think effectively. You just post. Now, one thing I've noticed with generative AI, and it loves emojis. It loves emojis and it loves hashtags. It's big on hashtags and emojis. Like if you're out on LinkedIn and you find someone who's really pushing like using generative AI to generate some of their content, you can see it. Typically it's a cut paste and it's a tons of hashtags and a boatload of emojis. I am hypersensitive to it. I don't know why. It just really bugs the piss out of me.
It's because you spend almost as much time on LinkedIn as you do on YouTube these days.
Yeah, I like LinkedIn. I'm growing my professional network over there. Like I'm putting out content on LinkedIn and actually seeing growth.
Professional.
Well, it's mostly professional. I pretend to be a data professional. Sometimes I am a data professional, I guess you could say. But a ton of AI stuff. The assistant with Bard is, to me, probably the thing I'm the most excited about. Great news is it's going to come to everything. It's going to be able to go back to old pixels or whatever. I personally am very excited about that one because that's going to make life, I think, easier. I assume it will be easier. Now, the downfall, we're a couple months away, at least. Stay tuned for more details. They're going to tell you how to opt in. They can't wait for people to try it. It's an early experiment, rolling out to early testers for feedback before seeing public availability, quote, over the next few months.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Well, yes and no, but most people aren't going to have the device in their hands for several weeks, if not closer to a month. So I think it's just part of the game at this point. Unless
the Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro will be next week, by the way. If you pre-order, they're supposed to be shipping next week.
Really?
Yeah,
that quick.
I'm pretty positive.
Okay. Well,
you may want to check that, producer.
I think my point still has merit in that this is the game that we play. You know, the manufacturer, the creator announces something awesome. The people who are behind the scenes or in the know or get stuff in advance, they throw out a bunch of content, a bunch of videos, behind the scenes, whatever. Everybody else just has to wait for it. But I wouldn't say it's all that dissimilar from Christmas as a kid. You know, you see all the cartoons. Maybe you see mom and dad coming home with some boxes or some bags from the store, you know, whatever. But you still have that excitement on Christmas morning of knowing you're getting something, but you're not 100% certain what it is. So at least for me, again, because I'm not completely on the bleeding edge, I'm not an early adopter of most things.
Fact. We are well aware of that. You're also got like a device that's effectively archaic beside you.
Well, yes, but
still works.
I also got an email today that might change that completely, which we will get to in a minute.
We're going to get to that in just about 30 seconds as soon as you stop talking.
Well, so to wrap that up, I think the average consumer will be okay getting their device in a week or two and then getting these awesome feature updates in November and again in December and then again in January, which again, you have to applaud Google for giving themselves enough time to get it rolled out and not overpromising and under-delivering, which they have been accused of and
100%
been guilty
agree.
of in the past.
100% agree. Drew brings up some good points. I know it says message retracted on there, but I do see it on my program, and I'll talk about it in a second. Ships October 12th, so it's quite literally next week. So a week from today.
Tomorrow.
7 and 4. Yeah, you're right.
8.
Yeah, you're right. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. A week from tomorrow.
You got 7 on the brain, but yeah.
A week from tomorrow, the devices will begin to ship. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll ship a little early, and you might get a 12, 13, 14 for those that pre-order today. And if you are on Google Fi, for those that are on Google Fi, I need you to drop a heart emoji in the chat if you are on Google Fi. Because if you are on Google Fi, there is a hell of a deal right now available to you to get a Pixel 8 Pro for, I believe, $599 for the Pixel 8 Pro if you are on Google Fi. Stats, hit them with that information.
That's correct. I got an email this morning before the event went live, or right about the same time the event went live. I actually did have quite the busy day at work, where you can, or since I've been on Fi for a number of years, you can pre-order the Pixel 8 for $300 off, or the Pixel 8 Pro for $400 off with no trade-in required.
No trade-in required.
However, you can trade stuff in, I believe, and still get even more of a discount.
That is, Malcontent confirms Pixel 8 Pro $400 off before trade-ins. Now, keep in mind, as another streamer pointed out that went live 30 minutes before us, Adam over at Tech Odyssey, he pointed out that the trade-ins are not very good. So that's not big. That's not a big shocker. From Google.
Now, granted, we're talking about a Google exclusive promotion.
$400 off on Fi. Now, Stats, you are not one to ever really go out and throw money at it like that.
Well, yes, I am not usually in the first wave of adopters.
You're not. But does that change your mind?
It's tickling my fancy because that drops the price to $600 all in for a brand new top of the line flagship device, which equates, going back to the very beginning of the show, to less than $100 per year over the 7-year anticipated lifespan of this device.
And you are very much a dude that will quite literally use that thing until it has no screen left.
Yes.
You have, and this is no dig.
No.
He has automobiles that function very well, that are much, much older than the average American keeps in terms of longevity.
Well, and I'm running a double laptop setup here. One of my laptops it's a Chromebook. It's one of the first-gen Chromebooks. It will turn 10 years old in January.
10 years old in January.
It's a little slow.
Still working.
But it still works.
Still working.
So, yes, I am known for buying something that I have researched to death, that I have committed to, that I have saved for, and then literally taking care of it to the best of my abilities and using it until it just absolutely stops. I am quite tempted.
Here's what I need.
Click on this button.
Here's what I need.
And use your Apple credit card.
Are you ready?
To buy this new phone.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here's what I need. If we can get to 20 thumbs ups, we're at 6 right now, 20 thumbs ups and 10 thumbs ups in the chat, you buy tonight. I like where this is going. I'm spending your money, baby.
I was going to say, I'm
not spending my money.
Your wallet.
I'm spending your money. That's how I'm doing it. Spending your money tonight.
It's only money.
I'm going to trade in. Oh,
It
my
grows on trees, right?
good God in heaven. Look at this. Michael Daniels coming through. I got a quote for $500 off on my trade in for the Pixel 7 Pro. Malcontent. I'm going to trade in my P7 for a P8 and pay only $250. I'm so tempted, but I'm going to the casino this weekend so I can win some extra money. Pixel Pia, I'm sending you all the good vibes for you to go to that casino, get everything that you need to where you can get a watch. You can get the Pixel Watch 2 because you should, because it's going to be brilliant. I absolutely love my Pixel Watch 1. It is phenomenal. Love everything about it. A little disappointed in the charge thing, which we may talk about in a bit. But I'm telling you, I got 10 thumbs up right now. We're halfway home. Halfway home, and you got to buy a Pixel 8 Pro tonight. I love this. Oh, spending your money. Give it to me. Oh, inject it into my veins.
It's going to be real funny when this Pixel 6 Pro that's sitting here on the desk that belongs to you disappears and goes back to Google.
I don't know about that. We'll talk about it. I did just tease a little bit there about the Pixel Watch 2. Pixel 8, the Watch 2 is coming with my Pixel 8 Pro for free. That's right. If you're not on Fi and you do go out and buy the Pixel 8 Pro or the 8, you can get a brand new Pixel Watch 2 for the full price of $0. Pixel Watch 2. Now let's talk about the Pixel Watch 2. And I got to actually pull something up. Pixel Watch 2. The big thing right now that people are complaining about. I'm going to give you the bad part first. It's got a proprietary charger. Meaning, the charger that they chose on the Pixel Watch 1 was just straight magnetic. No pins, no nothing on the back. Straight magnetic. You can just put it on the charger, no big deal. Pixel Watch 2 has 4 pins on the back to where it magnetically locks into the charger. Now, I get why people are pissed about that. I really do. I fully understand, because then it makes the device basically not backwards compatible. So if you have a Pixel Watch 1 or you have a bunch of those chargers around, you can't just slap the watch on the charger and go. Totally understand why someone would be pissed about that. Personally, I have always found the Pixel Watch 1 to be a little bit wiry when I'm charging mine. So like after tonight, before I go to bed, I'll go throw my watch on it and charge it up all the way to 100%. So because I wear it, because I track my sleep. There have been multiple times where I've not captured the charge because it's just been a little bit off. I personally do like the choice that they made there. However, corrosion could be an issue. That's the thing. Corrosion could be an issue. Don't know if it's going to be. It could be an issue because obviously they want you to wear it when you're active. Integration with Fitbit, which means you're going to sweat, which means you're going to create, liquid potentially to corrode those pins. And that's the thing that worries me the most. However, it locks, and I really like that. Because then I know it is locked, it is charging.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, like Drew Lips is saying, that anytime we can create an environment where these devices that are designed to take a little bit of abuse, but are still fragile enough that if you mistreat them, it's going to cost you some money. Mm-hmm. Anytime we can create an environment where they are a little bit safer when they are not in our hands, I'm for that.
Yep.
I'm a little upset that, and maybe they will still do, maybe they'll come out with a little dongle that you slide over the Gen 1 charger that will allow you to pin the Gen 2 watch to it, and it'll still work.
I don't know. I doubt it, but who knows?
So let me ask this question again, because I wasn't able to watch the show. I haven't specifically looked at are they shipping the Watch 2 with the proprietary charger?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
you don't have to buy it separate.
No.
Okay.
You don't have to do that.
All right. Now, will the Watch 2 charger charge your Watch 1? Is there still some sort of magnetic resonance?
I would guess no, because of the pins, but I don't know that.
That would be interesting.
But my question would be, why the hell would you wear your Pixel Watch 1 if you have a Pixel Watch 2?
Say you're giving your Pixel Watch 1 to a family member.
Why the hell would I give them my Pixel Watch 2 charger then?
I'm just coming up with options here.
I get it, but come up with better ones.
You were very down on it. You're the negative guy. I'm the positive
Negative?
guy.
That was just a fact. I was just talking about the facts. But you can see with the Pixel Watch 2 and even with the Pixels, they are going all in on the health, which tells me that they're trying to come after Apple there. They're not calling Apple out or anything like that, but you can tell that they are doubling down because they injected Fitbit everything into the Pixel Watch 2. Everything. They've got something brought in Fitbit's body response feature to the Pixel Watch 2, powered by a new continuous electrodermal activity sensor, a CEDA. I don't even know what that means. The new sensor can point to possible signs of stress using machine learning algorithm that incorporates heart rate variability, and skin temperature. When the algorithm picks up on physical indicators of positive and negative stress, including excitement, the body response feature will send you a notification. It will then prompt you to either reflect on how you feel at the moment or take action to reduce your stress, like guided breathing or mindful sessions. So effectively, when I get a Pixel Watch 2, it will constantly notify me that I'm stressed.
No,
awesome.
Two facts here. Notice.
Awesome.
He said, when I get a Pixel Watch 2, not if.
Oh, it's a when.
And number 2,
100%.
I am moderately amused and greatly intrigued by the idea of positive stress, because my mind goes
the opposite way.
Well, no. My mind immediately goes in one direction.
Oh,
and I'm sure
that positive stress.
Yes, I'm sure
the adult positive stress.
Well, I'm sure Google was thinking more about excitement or enjoyment.
Also, still, when you say the word excitement, that really does tell me adult.
Well, agreed. But think about the last time, and I'm gonna slow play this just to make you uncomfortable and nervous. The last time you and I enjoyed positive stress together.
Oh. It's interesting. I could see that.
So again, it's just a concept that intrigues.
I could see that.
That intrigues me and makes me giggle.
Yeah, see, now Drew brings up a good point. What I thought too is stressed always. Like, so I guess my question is
I was going to say, your new Pixel Watch 2 is going to be on fire.
Well, will it though? Or is that just going to say like you just normally live in that zone? Like that's your learned behavior. And then when it goes one way or another, that's when it's like, something's really wrong then because you're normally just, what was it? What's the one you said? Always just constant state of annoyance.
Yes.
That's where I'm at. Constant state of annoyance, constant state of stress. Yeah. That's probably going to be mine. Malcontent says, well, skin temperature plus heart rate. Skin temperature and heart rate. That's what's going to happen. A lot of these same sensors are already in the Fitbit Charge 6 for what it's worth, because they did make mention of the Charge 6 on stage. So they are really integrating a lot of what they have in the Fitbit into the Pixel Watch 2, which personally I really like.
Well, and if you go back 30, 40, 50 live shows ago, whenever Google announced that they had bought Fitbit, that's exactly what you and I said they were doing, is they bought a health wearable company so they could start developing their own devices and compete with the Apple Watch.
And
now they're doing it.
Should come as no surprise at all. None. Zero surprises with the next thing I'm about to say is with the new Pixel Watch 2 and quite frankly the Pixel Watch 1 and then all the Fitbit line, eventually they are going to build in generative AI on the data that they get from you in the Fitbit app. So what does that mean? So it means that you are going to get a personalized fitness coach, an AI coach. You will get personalized generative AI generated content pushed to you based on your personal information. Your heart rate's here. You weigh this. This is how you slept. Max Weinbach actually on Twitter brought up a good point, and he said it would be able to explain why you do things better or worse in one way. Matter of fact, on the stage, I think his name was James, did a demo where he talked about how he had a personal best or a personal worst time when he was running. And based on the information in the Fitbit app with some of the geographical information that was already there, the reason why he was slower in his run time was because he was running uphill.
I was going to say,
and it knew that.
Either that, or it tied into the Google Weather app and told him he was running into a headwind.
It knew that, and that's what it is. It's taking all that information and shoving it back at you to get real-time feedback as to why you are or are not doing something. You ran slower because you were running uphill. I know where you were running. Your heart rate was this. This is how fast you ran. You ran slower than your best average time because you were running uphill, which means you exerted more, so you actually burned more calories.
And oh, by the way, those 25 hot wings you had last night probably didn't help.
If you log your food in Fitbit, it'll probably tell you not to do that. I'm going to start. So for what it's worth, because I have Fitbit Premium, because from the Pixel Watch 1, I am going to start logging my food. Drew brought up exactly what I'm afraid the AI is going to tell me. Drew, you ate an entire pizza on Tuesday. Prepare your body for a brutal weekend. I'm going to put the food that I ate today, which was hot garbage, because it's my birthday. I'm going to put that into the AI, and it's going to tell me, you are fat. You are fat. You should lose weight. Yes, I should. Don't need AI to tell me that. I have a mirror and 2 eyes. I know I'm those things. But based on all that information, they're pushing generative AI to make a positive impact in your life. It's trying to make a positive impact in your life by telling you, hey, you are really sucking ass at sleep. You've got to figure that out. You've got to get more steps. You need to eat better. Generative AI is going to tell you those things. And here's the thing. To the generative AI, it's a bunch of zeros and ones. It's not going to hurt it doesn't know that it's going to hurt your soul by it telling you you are an obese potato and you need to get up off the couch and do something. It's a bunch of zeros and ones. It doesn't know that.
That would be good.
You are a potato. You should move.
Well, no, Scott, we know it's your birthday, so we're going to give you a pass on the pizza and the mashed potatoes and the 17 Diet Mountain Dews, but only for today. So tomorrow, get after it. Yeah,
exactly. Tomorrow, get after it. The Pixel Watch 2 is the same size. Looking at the exact same 41 millimeter case size, I do wish it was a little bit bigger. Personally, I think it's fine, but now it has a new sensor array, has a new system on chip. It's just really, really great. Multiple LEDs and a lot of these photodiodes to take measurements from a bunch of different angles and positions. Then it feeds that algorithm into the Fitbit app, and it says it is 40% more accurate for vigorous activities.
Such as walking from the couch to the fridge.
Sure, we'll go with that. They're adding a skin temperature and continuous electrodermal activity sensor. That is going to help with the stress tracking, and that was introduced in the Sense 2. So again, Fitbit starting to see it over into the Pixel line, starting to bleed over into the things that it's getting into. I am really digging this. You can see that Google is pushing AI into the devices to try to make things better for the person. And I really, really like that. 24-hour battery life. We'll see about that. We'll see. I don't do the always on display. I don't do it on my phones. I don't do it on my watch. I have always hated always on displays. I don't enjoy them. I turned it off on my iPhone. I hate it. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it at all. You can get 50% charge in 30 minutes with a full day's worth in 75 minutes. Fast-ish. Comes with Wear OS 4. Are you going to try a Pixel Watch? You have been a staunch anti-smartwatch guy.
So, full disclosure to everybody watching, we had this conversation a couple of days ago, knowing that we were going to have it tonight. And I think what I said is, if you get the 2 now, because you said it live on air, when you get the 2,
yep,
I will be more than happy to try the 1, as long as you give me the charger, and just to see what it's like, to see if it can provide any of those tangible benefits from a health standpoint. My biggest thing against smartwatches is I already spend enough time on my phone throughout the day.
Fact.
And I posited a interesting use case to you, and you said it was possible. And I know I'm going to catch some heat in the comments for
Gotta love this.
but I'm okay with it. I basically would want to use a smartwatch as a fitness tracker and as a watch to tell the time. I would literally turn off every single notification on the watch that wasn't related to health.
And you walked right into the comment that Drew just made. Curious, did they explain why someone should go Fitbit versus the watch? Can you pair both easily and sync data easily with multiple? I don't know the answer to the last part, but the answer is Stats is exactly the reason why you choose Fitbit and not the watch. You want the health benefits, all Google-fied, giving you all the information in a Fitbit app that works with Google, powered by Google, using their generative AI, but you don't give a rip about the actual notifications. You don't care if the assistant is on it. You don't care if it's got, NFC to do payments. You quite literally just want to use it as a fitness tracker. And I would say my recommendation from me to you live on air would be you need to look at the Charge 6, the one that just came out, because it has almost everything you're looking. Actually, I think it has everything you're looking for. All of the health goodies that the Pixel Watch 2 is going to have, all of them, every one of them. But it's got 6 days battery life.
Yeah, and I mean,
and you do still get notifications, but you can choose to ignore those.
Right. And I mean, I've used standalone fitness trackers in the past. So yes, I'm intrigued by that. I've been intrigued by the Whoop strap for years.
Yes,
but I can't wrap my head around paying a monthly charge to access my own health data, which Whoop is then going to turn around and de-identify, but then still sell to other data companies. So
we don't know if that's factual. I don't know if that's a factual statement that you just made.
I'm going to act like it's factual.
Yeah, but we want to. You can say that. I did not say that. For what it's worth, that was Stats and Stats only. I can give you his address after the show. Whoop, if you're listening.
Yeah. I mean, hey, send me a free Whoop strap and a year's worth of, and prove me wrong. But
so one thing I would say, Charge 6, when you buy it, I think you get 6 months free of Fitbit Premium, but you still do pay. There is a charge for Fitbit Premium. And so for you to see everything that you would probably want to see, you would need to pay their yearly subscription, which I think is $80.
Well,
I think.
But that's so. Again, I haven't seriously looked at a Whoop strap in a while, just because their pricing has turned me off in the past.
Fair.
I would still suppose that the Fitbit stuff is
It's $80 a year.
much cheaper, and like you said, it's Google-fied.
Right. So Fitbit Premium is $9.99 a month or $80 a year.
Okay.
I bought it. It's great. I'm really big into understanding my sleeping patterns because I don't sleep overwhelmingly great. So I'm trying to figure out how to get better. So that's a big thing for me. Malcontent, FYI, Fitbit Charge 6 has YouTube Music, Google Wallet and Google Maps, which means you can make payments, figure out where the hell you are, and then listen to music when you're lost.
Now, again, I'm not even going to feign ignorance just because I haven't done any research on this. Does it have to be co-located with my phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's not LTE.
That was the other thing that I really enjoyed about some of the fitness trackers I used in the past was I could leave my phone at home, not risk having to drop it or carry it while I'm out on a run.
So you can do that. I misspoke. You can do that. I believe you would just download music to the Fitbit, Bluetooth to your Pixel Buds, and do that.
Okay.
But I don't know how that exactly works because, to be fair, I don't know that. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Okay.
We'll look after the show.
We can talk about it next week.
I'm 95% sure that's how it works, for the most part. God bless. We talked a lot. We could talk another hour. I'm not going to, but we could. So we've gone 55 minutes. Stats. You buying that Pixel?
I mean, did we hit our targets?
We did not hit our targets.
Well, then we'll talk about it.
I think you should do it.
I'm thinking about it.
I think you should.
That discount from Fi
big time.
Really caught me off guard today. I wasn't.
Can you finance it?
I had to read the email like 3 times to.
Can you finance it 0%? Can you do that and just basically say, hey, hit me. I'm gonna stay with Fi. Spread that $600 out over 24 months. Add it to my Fi bill. Call it a day.
Let's see. Scrolling.
I'm wondering.
It doesn't say right in the email.
I'm wondering. What we'll do is, what I'll do, which you guys don't know, he's not listening right now. He's not paying attention. I'll make him do it after the show. And then right before he's like, oh, I'm going to close the window. I'm going to press buy. I slipped a little bit. Oh, God. Look out.
Oh, geez. Yes, 0% financing.
There we go. So if we take that, how long is the financing? Is it 24 months? Because it's either 24 or 36.
Let's see. Well, it says $25 a month. So
it's 24 months, ladies and gentlemen.
$600 divided by 25.
Yep. 2 years, which would still leave you 5 years of OS updates. 5 whole ass years of updates. I love it. I love it a lot.
It's extremely tempting.
I think you should do it. I
want to see what my parents are saying. They just texted me.
I want to see what we should do is see how much you can get on that trade-in. Does that make it even better?
Well,
let's talk about that after the show. Done and done, says Drew. I agree with you, Drew. I'll bet you we are talking next week. Next week. He will be itching to get that Pixel 8 Pro in his hand. It's happening. I'm calling it now. Hit me with your best shot. All right. Obviously, you'll notice that the other Scott was on the show. He is a little under the weather. He does send his condolences because I was about to just... Look, I talk most of the show anyway, but I was ready for him. I was going to grab him by the balls with some Google information today. Someone's going to take that sound bit out of context.
Awesome. We always do.
Happy birthday to me. Stats, where can they find you?
Helix Heinlein and Country Smith.
At Scott Peachy on Twitter. At the Scott Peachy on Instagram. Pop over there in any place. Wish me happy birthday because, you know, that's how things go. But also tell me if you're buying a Pixel 8 Pro. And then hopefully we'll talk about Pixel 8 Pro next week. We're rocking dual Pixel 8 Pros. We're going to talk about it next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Wednesday. That would be the 11th, the day before probably a lot of people get their devices, or maybe a couple days before.
They ship on the 12th.
I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. Google's going to pull this one off, I think. And yeah, we will see you next week. Be good at it. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.